And that's what people be failing at too. They get these credit cards and they think like, I got all this, I got free money, but you don't, because you spending 10,000 just to probably pay back 20,000, maybe even 30.
Probably
Depends.
closer to 30 because them
Yeah,
interest rates be
you
like
know, so be
25%.
crazy, be crazy. So it's like, that's where I come in with the whole personal finance advice and stuff.
Welcome back to another episode of the Kenyon Seller Show. We're thrilled to have you as we dive into business brilliance, financial success, and the art of personal growth. Today's success story is Akevia. She's a successful entrepreneur. She's made a staple for her name, Keys to Success, where she's helped thousands of individuals improve their credit and navigate through financial situations. She has two main businesses, one being a financial services firm where she specializes in helping people with credit, taxes, and anything personal finance. She's also a top-selling real estate agent. So if you need any of the following, let her know. And without further ado, welcome, Akevia.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm happy to be here. So I just want to say thank you so much for having me here. This is inspiration for me. So, I always wanted my own podcast. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like some days I just want to do it. Some days I don't. Honestly, and it's just because like I don't know. I don't want to set up nothing like that. So, but to see is like this is dope. Like.
Is this your first interview? Like first podcast?
Actually, no. I have been on a couple podcasts, but I'm normally like remote. So I'm normally like on the laptop and we just see each other that way.
Okay.
But I have been in some in person.
Okay.
But normally I was weird. Normally I'm nervous, but I ain't nervous for real.
Good. Good. That lets you know that this vibe here is what you need.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
All right. So I like to just get into the first part of the show is getting into your background. Just tell people a little bit about your background and how you arrived to where you are today.
Okay. So originally, how I got into like credit, because that's really my business. Well, let's back up a little bit. I went to Howard University. I feel like I want to throw that out there because I gotta support my HB. Hold on, HBCU, but my HU all day.
The real HU.
The real HU. So I feel like, to be honest, I started off going to college. Originally, I went to Bowie State. I did 1 year, and then I went to Howard. Obviously, my mother worked there, so I got fortunate to be able to get a full ride, like free education. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I got my degree in economics. I minored in business administration. And so from that point on, I always just felt like I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I was all over just changing my majors, just really didn't have it figured out. Anyway, I ended up finishing college, and in like 2017, everything took like a big turn for me. Like my credit got messed up. It was a long story behind it, but it was very detrimental at the time. And at first I was like, damn, like how could I get myself in this situation? But reality of it is like the lesson became a blessing, because here I am 7 years later. I'll be going on 8 years April 18th. But anyway, I'll be going on 8 years, so I do want to say cheers to that. I've been going strong, so I appreciate that.
Absolutely. She definitely cheers to that.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So anyway, I was like, you know what? I had to get through those hurdles. So I believe my first client came from social media, Instagram. Her name was Kier. It's a lot of Kier, so I'm okay with sharing the name. But her name was Kier. She was from North Carolina. She slid in my DMs and was like, hey, can you help me fix my credit? She was scared, saying that she got scammed before. But at this point, I'm trying to prove who I am. I'm going in heavy. And I'm just like, you know what? If this for me, it's going to be for me. So me having my first client from there, from like Instagram, social media, was like this is what He want me to do this. Like, he's calling me to help people. This is what I can help, and I love helping people. So in my head, it was like, I'm helping people, but I'm helping people differently. I'm giving them advice or advising them on how they can like really win their life, And I'm just happy to be here. So that's how I got into credit. Taxes was like a side gig. It was just something I wanted to get into because I am good with numbers. It's about really just paying attention to detail and putting in data. So if you know how to do that, you good. And then I became a realtor because my clients, they always ask me, like, because it's steps. People have to get approved to get in a house. In order to get a house, you got to have good credit. So a lot of people normally would just be like, hey, you got a realtor? You got a realtor for me? Are you a realtor? Can I work with you? And I'm just like, no. So in my head, I'm like, well, shit, if they asking you, like, you know what I'm saying? It just makes sense. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to become a realtor. I was taking classes back home in Maryland. But then once I moved here, that was it. I was like, I ain't want to do Maryland. So I became a realtor here. And I mean, so far, so good. It's
Okay.
cool.
Okay. So how long you been a realtor here?
I've been a realtor since June.
Okay, so coming up on a year.
Yeah, damn, you're right.
Yeah.
It hits fast. It goes fast. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, yeah, it's cool. I like to meet people.
Mm-hmm.
I would say since I became a realtor, I honestly have had to show who I am as far as my brand.
Mm-hmm.
I've had to get uncomfortable, meaning like I normally would like show my face sometimes on social media, get on, and it was like I'll be scared to get in front of the camera. But I've been doing it, and it's like once you practice it, it's like you immune to it. So it's like now I could wake up, make a couple reels here and there, make a hey you guys educational video, whatever it is, and it's like it's cool because that's what the people want to see. So it's like once I became a realtor, I gained more confidence in like being who I am, or really like for the people to see. And so that's really good because a lot of people want to get into content creation, and that's like my next big thing I'm working on, being an influencer. That's what I really, really want to do. Just wake up, digital monetization, and just go by my day.
Okay, so do you think that you can pair that with all that you've done so far and make it all? Because it seems like you're building upon your initial base, and then you just stumble into things that make sense to pair with it. Like you said, you did credit, and tax was like, okay, cool. And you said people was asking about housing. It's like, okay, well, that all still deals with numbers. That still deals with me helping you get your credit, then making sure your tax returns filed properly. So when you go to the bank, you now have properly filed tax returns, proper credit, proper whatever else. Let me add in realtor. So do you think that content creation is something that you're gonna do as like a personal brand, or you're gonna kind of pair all that you do with it?
So as of right now, it would be best for me to just pair it with everything I have going on, because I can build my brand based off the knowledge that I can give. And then I believe that my supporters will follow behind me every step of the way. Like by the time I have you gravitated to what I have for you, and you really like me for me, now I could focus more so on just being myself. Like I'm not saying I'll ever lose my audience based off transitioning and being more personable. But what I'm saying is sometimes you have to hook your audience and have them geared into something that you're offering. And then if they stand by you, they love you. So it's like, it don't matter if I woke up today and was like, I ain't talking about nothing else no more, just get into my life. Like, this what I'm traveling or something. If you like me, you like me. You like my content regardless.
Okay. So to backtrack a little bit, you said you have your degree in economics and minored in business admin. So before that, how did you come across getting to the point? Because you said you switched majors a lot.
I did.
So how did you get to the point of choosing eventually to ride out the rest of your degree with economics and business administration?
All right. So initially, I had did my general studies, like my basic prerequisite, whatever.
Yeah, your
whatever
prereqs.
Yeah. And when I went and tried to transfer, Howard wasn't trying to take all my credits. So I was like, whatever. So I'm like in there, and I'm like, okay, I want to get to School of Business. And originally, I wanted to go to school for IT. Well, at least that's what my dad wanted me to do. If you would ask me what I wanted to do, I wanted to do fine arts. I wanted to be an actress. I love, like, that's something I be doing on the side, like, just here and there. But that's my passion for real. But if you start, like, when you grow up, it's like, for me, I always wanted to do what my parents wanted me to do, like, for them. I never took initiative. I ain't really started, but if I'm being honest, I didn't start taking initiative till, like, probably this year, like, my own decision, what I want to do in my life. But my dad always was just like, you need a more realistic, approach about life. And, and honestly, we was talking about, so I was like, okay, I want to do IT because he was in that, and, it just made sense. I was like, okay, let me try it. But when I tried to get into the School of Business, they were like, well, you have the GPA, but you don't have the credits. I need more credits. So now by the time it rolls over, next semester come, I have the credits, but I don't have the GPA. So now I'm like, shit, at this point, I tried to get into School of Nursing. I went from that to that. They was like, you're going to have to get all new prereqs. I said, nah. Oh, no. So I went in one day. I mind you, I never had so I had a counselor my first semester of me, enrolling
Right.
into Howard. After that, I just winged it. I ain't have no counselor. I figured my schedule out. I knew the path. So anyway, I was just sitting down like, okay, so what can I, but like, for me to not have to start all the way over, what is like a degree that I could obtain? So one it was like economics. Really, that was the best one because it went from like social studies to political science. It was just not standing out to me. I was like, no, I don't want none of that. So I was like, you know what? We just gonna wing it. We're gonna just go for economics. Now, how I got through there, I have no idea. You know what I'm saying? Like economics is definitely like is one.
It ain't
for
no
the,
light
like,
work. It ain't no light work.
Yo, for real. Like I think I had failed like calculus like
Yep.
two, three times, bruh. But I went around, I went all year. That was the thing about it. So when I did transfer, they told me I was going to be graduating. I was supposed to graduate 2019, but I got out 2017. Like I put the work in. I went to school all year round, college all year round for like 2 semesters, to be honest. And I got out. Like we supposed to end it in like May 2018, but I finished December 2017. But the problem is we don't have a graduation that time. So I really finished in 2017, but on my paper it would say May 2018 because that's when I walked.
Until you walked.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But reality of it is I was just like, yeah, like just get out of college. And originally I didn't want to go to college. Like my friends wanted to, and I think that's why I went. All my friends at the time, my best friends, we were all on our way. We all decided we was all gonna go to college, and from that point on, I always had a good circle of friends. Meaning, like my friends were always like, oh, like it was always like, oh, who on the dean list or who made the honor roll. So I always had those friends that like really honestly kept me level headed. So it was like I'm happy for them because I really don't know what other path I would have chose, but where I am now, it just makes sense now. Did I need a degree to be where I am now? Absolutely not. And I would never encourage like anybody to like go get your master's or go get your. I feel like you only need it if you doing like if you a doctor or something or you a lawyer. Like you do need those things because you can't naturally just go and teach yourself. I mean, these days you can, but certain stuff I do feel like you would need a credential. Like nobody could come up to me and diagnose me with some medicine and tell me I've been studying this for years. Like
and you've been on YouTube and Google.
I'm good. Right. But if you tell me like this how you can start a business, I would not. I think you could pick up a book and learn the essentials of business or business 101 or fundamentals of something, you know? So it's like, it just like, for me, that's just not something that I would encourage people to have to do. But if that's their passion to learn, cool. But you could pick up books and learn. You can get on YouTube and learn. You can these days you can get on TikTok and learn. So, I mean, you have a lot of resources out there. And I think that's where like society loses its like tradition. Like we live in a modern world, but they try to keep things traditional. And reality of it is that's just not how life
it's
works.
like we've reached a point of where it's like traditional was working even in the early stages of modern world, but it's so advanced now that some of the stuff just doesn't even make sense. And so like you said a lot, like we don't need degrees in school to do all that we do. We just told that because that's what used to work. It's like it's so many other resources and other avenues to do the same thing that we do in school to eventually get to a certain place. So for me, I always say, college and getting a degree is not the thing that you take from going to college. The thing you take the most is the relationships, the networking, and then the opportunities that you put yourself in while you was there. Like for me, I pledged. I'm Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. I was a part of SGA every single year. I was a part of other different organizations every year. I was on Royal Court. I ran track. I put myself in so many different positions and opportunities to grow myself while I was there that, yes, you can get those opportunities in the real world, but it's a lot better when you're 18 and you got a whole bunch of other people 18 around you that you can put yourself in front of versus you 18 and you're in front of a bunch of 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds. It's like the environment is completely different. So it's like as long as you maximize the opportunity, if you choose to go to college, it's like I'm all for that. The degree is not the thing you're going to college for. Understand that you're going there for relationships and networking and learning a skill or different sets of skills versus I got my degree, let me go get a job. Right. So, because for me, I had my accounting degree. I've never used it. I never used, let me say this, I never used it for a job. I've always used it for myself. Anything that business, accounting, any classes I took, economics, all that stuff, I've always used it for me. I've never used it and applied it to a job that I had to go work.
And I agree with what you're saying because now that I feel like I got my degree in economics. So economics is about understanding how the world works, really.
Absolutely.
And really, economics is very powerful because at the time I used to be like, man, like it just didn't stand out to me. Like, man, I probably have the hardest time finding a good job. But reality of it is, no, everything is like it consists of economics because you need to know how the economy works. So you need to know like the unemployment rate. You need to know the
Inflation rate,
like the
supply
I'm
and
about to say
demand, supply chain,
yeah,
all
everything,
that.
like everything. So it's like it all goes into like effect of like of how to maneuver. And to be honest, when I did go to the school, when I was in the school of business, I mean, they taught us briefly about how credit works. But what I realized is that having a credit business, people are always gonna have to pull their credit. So that is another thing why I'm thankful that I got into this business, as well as preparing taxes. People are going to have to use their taxes. You ever try, like when you try to make a major purchase, like a house, or you may even try to get a certain amount of a
They ask for
car,
tax returns.
they want your tax returns.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like reality of it is like people are always going to be filing their taxes, and that's like a recession-proof business. Credit is a recession-proof business.
Financial
Finance, yeah,
services is
pretty much anything. Well, not anything, but real estate. Real estate. People
hmm.
are always buying houses. People are always selling and they're buying. And even if you're not selling, I mean, you're always gonna be selling and buying. Like, yeah,
Hmm.
commercial. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, real estate is one of the top things that I hear people or most millionaires advocate for, as far as like how can you be a millionaire. Most millionaires are going to tell you
Real
get
estate.
into real estate.
Hmm.
And so I was like, you know what? When I became a realtor, I was excited because I started having access, obviously, to the MLS system, which will allow me to be able to see properties before anybody else could see them,
Hmm.
other than other realtors. But it's like you get first dibs on a good. If you could find a good property, you get first dibs.
Hmm.
And I actually do want to become an investor eventually. So I mean, reality of it is like everything that I have going on today, I never saw myself doing.
Hmm.
It was never, I never said, let me be an accountant. I never said, let me be a financial advisor or credit
Hmm.
advisor. And I damn sure ain't never say, let me be no realtor. I was like, shit, if God is making me have these type of opportunities, then I'm going to take them. Because obviously he sees something in me that I possibly may not see in myself, if I'm being honest. And like everything that I'm doing, like when I really try to buckle down or get into something, I do give it my all. So it's not like I'll just be like, oh yeah, let me just do this.
Just try it out. Yeah.
Yeah, because like if I have to love it, and if I don't, I have to learn to love it. You know,
There it
so I
is.
tell people all the time, I'm driven off of money. Like I'm driven off of hustle.
Hmm.
So whatever make me money and it makes me good money, I'm all for it. And that's where my passion is. But
Hmm.
some people have actual passions, like I have to be a teacher or I have
Hmm.
to do this. And sometimes I honestly, truly feel like, well, up until social media and content creation, I do feel like sometimes when you follow your passion, it's not always the best source of income for
Hmm.
you.
It's always you. Yeah.
You'll love it, but you'll hate it. You'll eventually hate it because like you love it, but you
You
gotta
gotta live.
survive.
Gotta
How
live.
you surviving
You
off
gotta live.
passion, and it's barely paying you.
Mhm.
So
I think like you stroke on something. You said social media. Social media tells us to chase a passion. It don't tell us that other piece. Okay, you can chase your passion, but what did you do to set yourself up to chase your passion? Like you don't have, not to say you don't have, but you may not be in the best position to chase your passion because, like you said, you got to eat, and let alone don't. If you got kids, if you got a family, if you know what I'm saying, you got people dependent on you or a portion of you to provide.
mhm.
Your passion is not to say that you should never chase it or just forget about it. Is that you got to find a way to blend that with making money. You got to find, like you said, learn to love something that's close enough that'll help you with your passion. So it's
Mhm.
like I definitely agree that passion alone won't get it done.
Yeah.
Passion alone won't get it done. You got to have something else outside of that, something that you're willing to just go for and learn to love and build the skill of learning to love. And that's part of discipline. You got to have that discipline in order to do something that you don't want to do. So that way later on you can do what you want to do.
Correct.
So to dive in a little bit more about, I want to go in a little bit more about personal finance because I was a financial coach before. So
Okay.
I'm going to throw that out. I was a financial coach for about year and a half, 2 years. So a lot of personal finance I've done, and I started to transition into business finance because I love business so much that I was like, it's not that personal finance wasn't. It goes to that passion and profit type deal. For me, I'm more passionate about business and it's more profitable, so I might as well switch to gear because I can speak business like my first language. So to personal finance, what are some of the things that you have experienced that people struggle with the most, and how do you like give advice to those struggles that people often come to you with?
Okay. Budgeting and investing. Because people don't know their budgets. Me, like, I honestly didn't start budgeting until my friend, was telling me, like, hey, I budget, girl. I'm $300 a week or this and that. And I'm in my head like, girl, I don't do that. But then I started doing it because it makes sense. And I actually just hired a tax strategist to help me. Like, literally be like, you got to cut back. Like, I be having subscriptions I don't even use.
Mm-hmm.
And then in my head, it's like, it's only $5 a month. But really, I'm robbing myself. Like, baby, that's $60 a year. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it still add up, But budgeting is one of the things. Or not even that. Like, people will have these six-figure jobs. And you'll look at them and you'll realize, like, they live paycheck to paycheck. And it's like, you got to know how much you have coming in. So I tell people all the time when they say six figures, are you just saying you want to make 100K? Because if you saying you want to make 100K, you really making like 60, maybe 70. Because it's
Depending on
tax.
where you live. Yep, depending on where you live.
And it's tax. So really, you making less than that. Because in your head, you signed the offer letter that say 100K, but reality of it is you're not bringing 100K.
Yeah, you don't get that.
You feel me? So you already living. A lot of people will do things was like now you kind of either living above your means or you living paycheck to paycheck, and it's like, you can avoid doing that if you really have somebody in your corner. Like, I'm just now, and you'll be surprised. Like, I'm 7 years in the game, but I'm just now figuring out this. Like, why it matters to have an accountant, not just for like filing your taxes, but
everything.
Yes, business, like quarterly business taxes when you have a business, making sure you don't even gotta owe as much. My tax strategist told me the other day, why you got LLC when you should be having an S corp? And I'm like, well, listen, bro. Like, I'm still trying to learn this shit too. You feel me? Like,
I'm
trying to learn. I'm like, I'm trying to learn this shit too. You feel me? So it's like, he's sitting down with me. It's like, oh, we gotta get. Oh my God, we gotta get you through this. We gotta get you through that. You need to start owning real estate. When you get in a position, you need to buy real estate. Buy. Because when you have properties, you can like write a lot of property taxes off. You can do just a lot of stuff, home office deductions. If you're working inside your house, it's a lot. It's a great incentive. You pay mortgage interest, you get to write that off. It's a lot. So, he told me stuff like that, and it's like, damn, I wish I would have knew this better. I just hired a bookkeeper, somebody to actually manage my transactions. Like, where am I spending the most money at? Okay, why is every time I look up, it's like I got money, but I don't got no money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I got money, but damn, I ain't got, like, in my head, I'm supposed to have more. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm just now learning that. So far as budgeting, I tell people all the time, like, you got to really tell yourself how much you really want to have in your account. Because you don't want a budget to keep money in your bank account. Right. Because that doesn't help you. You need a budget so that you can actually invest. And that's why I said budgeting and investing, because they go hand in hand. If you know how much to budget, you know that you can invest. So example, say you want to buy a $500,000 house. At least okay, you're going to reach out to the lender. They're going to tell you, okay, these are the approximate numbers that you may have to come up with as far as money-wise. Mm-hmm. If you know that and you're budgeting, you know that eventually you'll be able to invest and get that property. But if you don't know it, you're just thinking, I'm going to go get that house one day. And so it's like when it's time to go get your house, it's like, damn, well, I don't have enough money saved up, or my credit messed up because I haven't taken the initiative to fix it. So people wait until they have to go and get it. What I learned too was when people like for credit and stuff, they'll be like, I'm trying to buy a house. How long you knew you were trying to buy a house for? So you want to come? I mean, I'm being honest. Like, you 56, and there's nothing wrong with that. It may take people a little bit longer, but it's like, you look up, you damn near 35, 40. Now you're trying to buy a house. But reality of it is, you could have really done this in your 20s if you just chilled and you really sat down and was like, I gotta have that house by this time. And then what is it gonna take for me to have that house? Or what's it gonna take for me to get that car? Or what's it gonna take for me to get that business up and running? And what am I gonna have to put into that business? That's why I tell people all the time, when you say you want a business, you really gotta have a business plan. And you gotta have your projections and everything. I normally do that with my businesses. And I've tried a lot of businesses, but a lot of time my businesses fail because I just jump straight in. I don't really do the real research. I look at everybody else, see them doing it. I'm like, I could do it too. But I don't be knowing the full blueprint of, okay, well, hold up now. You don't even know this part, you know. So I've have failed a couple businesses, but I feel like I'm okay with that because I can say I tried it. A lot of people can't even say they tried to start a business, but a lot of people will tell you
that they want to
that
start
they
one.
want to start a business. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's like you can't. You know, for me, it's about like, yeah. I tell people all the time, if you want a budget, you got to figure out your why. Just like you know why you started this podcast. You know your why. I don't have to know it, but you know it. You know, and so for me, it's like I said, I didn't know I was going to be into business, but I know I want to keep growing my businesses. I want to keep investing in other businesses if I can, because reality of it is like I do not like working for other people. But if I had to again, if I do decide to do, which I do, I don't have a problem with saying that either. But I'm doing it for a different purpose. I know I have an end goal, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. I told my friend today, we were on the phone, and I was telling him, I said, you know, I'm looking at life now as short term sacrifice for long term success. And that's my motto. Like I would probably get a shirt made in a week to just wear it and remind me of what I need to be doing. Don't get off track. Every time you look at that shirt and you know you about to do something you ain't got no business doing, you need to that shirt new. You need to go by what your shirt say. You feel me? So it's like for me, you know, that's why I tell people all the time: budget and invest. And I give them the proper advice. I'll just tell them like, understand your why, and then I ask them, what is it that you want to invest in? You know, obviously fixing your credit is the most important, but I tell people all the time because you know I work with a lot of people, and a lot of times people have like business people. They're my best customers because they had the cash, but they may not have the credit. But if they got the cash, I tell them all the time. Like I try to talk them out from just thinking, well, I got the cash, that's fine. So let me ask you: if you go in this dealership, and I always use this example. You can go in the dealership and they could be like, well, look, you got bad credit, so like, you know what I'm saying? Like either this gonna be on interest rate and you're gonna pay crazy amount of interest for the car just to drive it. But my thing is this: most people get 6-year terms, like they ride it out for their loan. So it won't make sense for me to be having a car for 2 years, knowing that they come out with new models every 2 to 3 years. Somebody paying the same car note as me, and I got this bitch financed for 6 fucking years, and I got highest interest. And really, cars you don't start really gaining like the trade in value and shit don't really come till you paid it down for at least 2 years. So it's like in my head, it's like you can't hustle backwards. So if I was at a dealership and they gave me the option to be like, well, what do you want to do? I'd rather have good credit and be like, you know what? I don't have to put nothing down because it says zero down. But what I will do is put $20,000-$30,000 toward my car note. So now I done paid it down.
Principal.
And I got good interest. But if I go in there and I ain't got no credit, but I got the cash, who the fuck want to put down $60,000, $70,000 on the down payment to try to bring the car note, the payment down? And the average payment is like $1,000 for every $1,000, it may be $30. Like that don't even make sense. It don't add up. So I tell people all the time, like, you know, at the end of the day, like, or business people, like, yeah, you got cash, but you should be able to utilize both. Like I know sometimes when I'll go to the mall or something, I may want to buy a purse. I don't put the whole thing on my credit card, but if I really wanted to, I could. But it might cost it's $2,000 on paper. I might not have to pay. I wouldn't pay the $2,000 full cash. I would do $1,000 down on my credit card and $1,000 cash. Only on my card, $1,000. And 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna pay that off in 30 days. So it's like really just knowing like how you can leverage other people's money, and that's what I call it, the bank money. You leverage other people's money because the reality of it is you're getting that money and you're taxed on it by borrowing it. And that's what people be failing at too. They get these credit cards and they think like I got all this, I got free money, but you don't, because you spending $10,000 just to probably pay back $20,000, maybe even 30. Depends.
Probably closer to 30.
Yeah,
be like
you know, so be
25%.
crazy. So it's like, you know, that's where I come in with the whole personal finance advice and stuff.
Yeah, for me, a couple things, like you said, I always look at it like be proactive, not reactive. Like you said, a lot of people come to you when they 40 and like, all right, I'm older. I got the girl or the guy in the house and my husband or wife, and I got the kids. All right, now it's time to go get this house. It's like you knew that day was gonna come. Why are you now reacting to your situation versus being proactive to foreseeing yourself being a family person and going to want a house one day? Or even if you're not and you're single, you still want a house or you want to own something. We all know that when we 20, 25 at most. And so definitely being proactive versus reactive. And then the other piece is staying ready so you ain't got to get ready. You know what I'm saying? Like we not going to wait until we need the $100,000 business loan to close on this deal that just came across our desk. We're going to put ourselves in position to have the opportunity to go ahead and say yes when that opportunity presents itself, because we oftentimes are going to be granted those opportunities, but we just don't know when. You never know when, but it's best to just set yourself up for those moments. So, that's what I would say to those things. That's my motto: stay ready so you ain't got to get ready, and then let's not be reactive to things. Let's be proactive.
Right.
Let's foresee and project out what the possibilities are for the things that we want or the things that we're going to probably run into. And then you spoke to using cash versus credit or cash versus bank money. A lot of that, to me, if we go into economic terms and business terms, is opportunity costs. Me as a business owner, if I have $100,000 in a bank account, I don't want to use the $100,000 because the opportunity could cost me. Like I said, something come across our desk, we spent that on the G-Wagon, and now it's like that opportunity came across, and it's like, oh, now it cost me that opportunity because I went and used the cash to go do something I could have had done credit with, or use somebody else's money, or leveraged another opportunity to still get the item at a smart rate or whatever it is, or a smart way, and still have my cash available for another opportunity. Correct. To go invest elsewhere or to go do other things to eventually bring me the money to, if I did finance it, pay it off. So it's like I definitely agree with not using all of your cash. People say cash is king. Cash is king when you're able to use cash as leverage, not to purchase. Right. Cash is not king when you're purchasing things because it dies once it leaves your hands.
Right.
It's king when you hold it.
For sure.
So definitely, and then credit is definitely power, because credit is like your cash on steroids.
For sure. And like the more if you got good credit and you got high credit limits, you killing the game. If one bank sees that you've had $20,000 as a personal loan or in credit, they're gonna either match that or like double or triple it. And now it's like, like you said, if you working with $100K, you got $60K lines of credit coming in, or you got 20. You may have 10 different credit cards of $20 to $30K.
Now you almost half a million dollars.
Now you talking about $200, $300K. Exactly. So it's like, for me, I just tell people all the time, like, you are really not, and just say you said. So it's like understanding why you have to have good credit. What is good? What can good credit do for you? A lot of times it could save you better. It could give you better interest rates. You know, a lot of the time it's like I said, it helps you. If you don't want to spend your money, spend their money. And the difference is minimum payments is nothing. Minimum payments don't be that much. Like minimum payments, they be like,
but that's the trap.
$2,000 credit card, and they only want $25 a month. You feel me? But that's the trap.
But you gonna pay $5,000 back,
right? But reality of it is, if you smart, you like economically, okay, at the end of the day, like, okay, cool. I feel like, all right, I'm gonna pay this back, but I'm gonna pay more of it. You know, it just makes sense. Somebody who just can only pay $25, they can only pay it. But if you smart, you can be like, shit, I'm gonna pay $500. I'm gonna knock it out. And I could pay $500 in 4 payments if I want to, and it's paid off.
And not only that helps the bank see that you're a credible borrower, and then eventually they'll probably offer you. You started with $2,000, you probably end up with $20,000, $20,000, because you keep paying it back. It's like, all right, we ain't give him enough money. We ain't give her enough money. Yeah. She paying this thing back. We gotta give her some more money.
Yeah.
That's how they gonna look at it. All right. So other than personal finance, in terms of, so you said, because you've been doing that for a while, what are some ways that you've seen things change in terms of doing business, or have you like seen the effect of AI and social media starting to be more and more people starting to join social media, so it's an influx of information and different things. Do you think all of that has an effect on the way you've done business more recently versus how you got into business?
I would say yes and no. Yes, because right now everybody can go and type in shit, and even AI be wrong sometimes. I'm a prime example. Sometimes I have it, write my content for me, and I'm like, no, them numbers ain't right. Like for taxes and shit. I may be like, could save it for this child, and I go and I look. I'm like, baby, this the wrong motherfucking information. Like, goddamn, AI, you let me down. You let me down right quick. But you got the background, I mean, but you not number wise. Like, you all off. But so in a way like that, it's like motherfuckers will really get on social media and talk shit they don't even know about. And it's like, I know goddamn well. And then, sometimes I know when it's AI because I use specific shit. I use that shit. Anything that say unlock in the beginning, I'm like, I bet. Like, I already know that's some AI bullshit. Because that's the main giveaway. Unlock your financial freedom.
She said anything that say unlock.
I already know that.
Hey, she on to y'all. She on to y'all using the AI. If y'all got unlock in your caption or your video.
I'm like, come on now. All right. But it's not even that. It's just like, I would say for me right now, I'm in the credit space and I try to get out every year. Every year I send out an email blast to all my clients like I'm backing out. I'm tired of it. But a lot of it comes down to like when I was in the game, when I first got in the credit game, I could literally promise people that I could like remove stuff in like 14 days. I swear. Then it became 30 days. Then it was 45. Now this shit be like 90, man. Look, maybe even 6 months because everybody's trying to do it now. So every time you get on social media, what do you see? Everybody's a credit guru, credit mastermind. Everybody's doing the credit shit. So it's like now either you're going to do credit and you got to have something else to go with it. So you got to do credit and then add business credit to it. Or, credit and have a play with it. Or something. You can't just be doing no motherfucking credit. Because right now I'm in competition with people who, they going to be like, hey, I can fix your credit for $100. So now I got people in my DMs like they do for $100. Motherfucker, go with them. You feel me? But now I'm losing clients because I'm dealing with people who's really like they need that fast cash. Mm-hmm. So all you gotta say is I fix your credit for $100. Motherfucker pay $100. But
and
me,
they may not do it right, but they got the person to pay $100.
Yeah, but they got the person to pay $100. But me is like, I need $1,500. I need almost not $1,000. But the least I may do is $500. And sometimes I may do my little specials here and there, but it's like I do it based off what's going on right now. Because I can't, when I'm looking at what people charge, it's like a lot of people, they do these mentorship programs. I don't really have the time to do that right now, but really it make more sense to do that because the reality of it is I could teach you, I can make my classes pre-recorded, I could do whatever, and it will be on, like, I'm set to go. Mm-hmm. And like, but okay, let's not get off track. Hold on. The AI part, yes, like I said. I'm funny as hell. God
She
damn.
said, hold on, wait. Let me backtrack because I was about to go in on y'all for a second.
Like, I'm trying to be, okay? So, AI, yes, I feel like it does affect you, but not really because at the end of the day, it will never be a human. In order for it, you ever heard the saying where it was like, in order for, like, you may have somebody that's trying to imitate you or copy you, and every time you look up, they trying to do what you do, but they can't win unless you do it first. Mm-hmm. So AI is just like that. Like you cannot be the human mind. It has to be brought to AI first before AI can try to do it. Exactly. Mm-hmm. So in a way, yes, it can affect you, but reality of it is, it's like it depends on how you look at it. AI helps me out. AI helps me come up with things that I may not even think about. But it's like it's just not. It's bad for society because you start to lose who you are.
It's a crutch.
You lose who you are. It's like you become a clone. Because reality of it is, I use this shit every day. I ain't gonna lie. I don't lie, but I'm like, God damn, when you gonna use your real brain, motherfucker? like when you gonna wake up and use your real brain? You know what I'm saying? And then I be stuck. Look, some days I'm trying to take notes. I'm like, fuck, no, I need AI. like I can't even just be like back to where I have to be like, man, you gotta brainstorm real quick. Come back to it later. Shit, if I don't got that little gap right there, nope, I know who can help me. I'm going right over there. So it's like, reality of it is like, at the end of the day, it's like, AI is cool. I fucks with it. I'm not going to talk down about it. You can definitely make a lot of money with it. It's like, it really can turn you into I call it like a gold mine, like a social media gold mine, because you can make money because you're really just using a digital tool to help you where you lack at. You may not be as creative. You know what I'm saying? But then it's like I said, now everybody's going on AI. Not really, like, they ain't never done this shit. Like, they might type right now, what's the best credit cards?
Here's the 5 best credit cards. Chase.
Yeah.
You don't even have the card.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, reality of it is like, bro, what the fuck? Like, come on now. Like, you bugging for real.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I like you said, I use it all the time too, but I use it to help me think and process. I don't use it for it to like, I don't go to like, all right, design me a whole thing and I just copy it.
Right.
Is best used as a tool to help you think outside of yourself. And I think it best serves people who are already an expert in a certain area, or you already have, like you said, you're a tax professional. So if you're going in there typing in, help me decrease this, come up with a tax plan for this person to decrease their taxes by $2,000. They're going to come up with some stuff. You're like, that is not right. That's not right.
Yeah.
But you can say it's not right because you know it's not right.
Yes,
If somebody else, like, I'm going to put myself as a tax strategist and like, all right, I got my first client. All right, they said they want to how to decrease. And you tell them that information, now you all wrong because you didn't even know that thing was spitting out wrong information.
And then you go on social media, real life. Here is the 5 ways you can say on your taxes. And this is the amount of, and it's like, bro, like, no, you cannot, like, that's not right. That's wrong. That's actually wrong. So it's like, I tell people all the time, like, you know, one thing about me when I am using my AI, if I include numbers or if I include anything, I will look it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I will see how,
verify,
like, you know, and then, like, yeah, like, because that could have been posted in 2022. And, you know, ChatGPT is, I think their current model is up to 2023, but I think their cutoff was in September.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know all this stuff. So it's like somebody updated something in October. I still got to be up on it. I got to know, okay, this, but.
Because tax laws change every day.
Motherfucking time,
right.
okay? So it's like, you know, at the end of the day, I mean, I'll just say, like, it's helping me. It ain't affecting me in a way, but it's affecting people who don't even know financially to give financial advice.
Mm-hmm.
And people are coming to you and believing in you, and you still giving them the wrong motherfucking advice. It's crazy to me.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I would say that moving into that era is more about people like me and you who can sit there and say, no, that's wrong, guys. Like, why are we, no, that's absolutely wrong. Because I was doing this before AI even came out. Mm-hmm. I was doing this before this stuff started becoming a big thing and everybody and their mother doing it. It's like, why do you think everybody and their mother's doing it? Because they have tools that can make it look like they know what they're doing.
And they don't.
And they don't. Y'all need to go find and source people and vet people out who've been doing this for a while. Mm-hmm. Fact check them. Interview them. Like when you're hiring a financial professional, somebody to help you out with a big piece of your life, I always say, vet them out. You're interviewing them. You're hiring them. You're an employer at that point. Okay, how long have you been doing this? Okay, can you show me some results? Can you get like interview people so that way you can weed out all these people and all the noise that social media gives us? Because even me, when I'm like looking for a piece of information, I find myself down a rabbit hole. I'm like, I could have just thought of this on my own. I'm sitting here going through videos. I'm like, that don't sound right. No. All right, whatever. I'm gonna just figure it out on my own because there's so much noise around different topics in different areas, and you even got people that's making videos and blog posts or whatever and saying, yeah, here's all you got to do in AI to do this. It's like you're telling people to add more noise to this stuff. And it's like, so that's why I asked the question of like, how does that affect, like, how has it affected your business recently? Because I would say for me, I haven't really experienced it because I have businesses that AI can't really
give the input.
Yeah, like AI can't do trucking. AI can't do event spaces.
Well, I would say depends on how you. So that's another thing. I had to learn the prompts for ChatGPT. Mm-hmm. ChatGPT can do anything. AI can do anything that you want it to do. Mm-hmm. You have to know those keywords on how to get them to do it. Because when I first started, I was like, man, this shit is bullshit. Like, what the fuck? But when I started, like, shit, sometimes I'll be honest, I be asking ChatGPT, like, what is the most commonly asked questions in ChatGPT? And then it'll give me a basis of how to go about what I need to ask them. And that's just a freebie for everybody. So take heed while you can. But no, reality of it is, like, sometimes I ask them what's the prompts so I can know how to better use it. Because you got to know how to use it. People will tell you. I have people all the time like, man, fuck that shit. I try, like, they be talking bad. I'm like, well, bro, I don't know what you're doing wrong. But I felt like that at first, too. But it's like, you got to learn it. Like, motherfucker, like, I even have sometimes my ChatGPT programmed as me. Like, I be like, I talk a little ghetto, throw a little slang in there, like... I literally put that in there. I am. I'm giving the sauce. Free game. Like,
I ain't saying
you
nothing.
can literally, like, you can literally, like, not narrate it, but
guide it to talk.
Pretty much, yes. Yeah. Like, you can break it down. You set your own criteria how you want to use ChatGPT.
Yeah. Another to follow up on that. I go into it if I'm talking about my personal brand. I'll say my personal brand is edgy but classy. Here's my brand tone. My brand tone is edgy, classy, with urban language or something like that. Yeah. So it won't say, hi, guys, my name. It'll be like, hey, guys, what's up? This is, and it'll give you how to speak. Yes. You don't got to use it word for word, but it gives you a guide
Yes.
in how to like direct your language in terms of who you're trying to target and what your brand represents. So
Correct.
definitely for the prompts and learning how to use proper prompts in the AI. But again, that boils down to knowing what you're doing before you even go to the thing. Like, we can't just go to this stuff and expect it to be the end all be all answer for us to have a business or a personal brand or a blog or YouTube channel or whatever it is, because eventually you'll have to show up.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to show up. Your real self is going to have to show up.
If you don't know what you know, you're going to look crazy.
Yep. And it goes beyond the fake it till you make it at this point, because you faking it just to fake
it.
Like,
Yeah.
you ain't even trying to make it. You just faking it. You ain't, like, come on.
Funny. Yeah.
But I guess to kind of like bring it all full circle is, I would say, tell people more about like again, not the problems per se in terms of personal finance or real estate or anything like that, but more so some solutions in terms of what are some things people can start doing today to start bettering their finances or credit, or even getting into purchasing a home. Like, just let's leave them off with more gems before we end it off.
Got you. I mean, I would just first say, like, if you don't want to hire nobody to pay for your credit, I said pay for your credit, to help you fix your credit.
Mm-hmm.
Really, it's a self-service that you can do yourself. You can fix your credit. And I tell people all the time, all you got to do is pull all 3 credit reports and look at each credit report and see the differences between them. So if something is different than the other 2 reports or 1 report, you got it. That's called a factual dispute. You are actually disputing a factual error that's on your report, and you need to get it removed. You know, so it's just simply just saying, like, this is incorrect and this needs to be updated or even removed. That's as simple as that. And you just keep going. It's not going to fall off the first time. It may not even fall off the second time, but you keep going and you don't give up until you get the desired results you're looking for. It's like you go to the gym and you say, I want to go work out. And you say, I want to lose 20 pounds. You're not finna lose 20 pounds in a day.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell people all the time, it's like your credit. You're going to have to keep going. Eventually, you're going to see some results. You could be working out in the gym. You could be working out in the gym and think you're not losing weight.
The whole time.
But whole time you are. But because you look at yourself every day, and I've done it. I've been in the gym like, hey, man, I ain't losing no type of weight. But I'm around people, they like, what, you losing weight? And I'm like, am I?
Where?
Like, I'm trying, you sure? You sure? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I tell people that. So that's one of the things. Fix your credit. And then it's like, when you fix your credit, I tell people all the time too, like, this even goes back to when people be like, man, I'm not making enough money. All right. You know, tailor your resume and ask for more. That's what's wrong with a lot of black people. I'm be honest. And this in our culture, a lot of us, well, I know my worth, but a lot of us be, as far as when it comes to determining what we need to get paid salary-wise, we're all scared to ask for the big bucks. How can you be scared for something? All they're going to say is, unfortunately, we just can't pay you that amount, but we can. And if they say they can't, and if they leave it at, okay, well, we can't pay you this, your response should be like, or no, it could just be like, well, what can you pay me? Because I done went in here, say the position only paid like $80,000, and I asked for $100,000. Sometimes they'll say, look, we can't give you $100,000, but we could give you 80 or 85. You know what I'm saying? But some people may say, well, unfortunately, the position doesn't allow for that pay. So my rebuttal would be like, okay, so what can you pay? Well, what is the numbers we're talking here? And I'm going to come out and try to meet you halfway, but you're not going to put a price on me. But so many people start at the bare minimum. Well, let me just ask for $60K. I do resumes on the side for a living. And I would tell my friends all the time, if they ask you what the salary you pay for, you just tell them, like, well, this is what I'm trying to make. Is this the position, like, does this position allow for that amount? And if not, what is your lowest amount that you can pay? And what is the absolute highest that you will pay? And I've had my motherfucking friends be like, well, look, I just settled for 60. Well, that's your ass. Because, like, I told you what to do. I told you what to say. Like, you got to believe that you're worth something. Because you got to understand, every day you're waking up as an employee, you're building a whole nother business because you are the person that's in labor working for that company. Now, we don't always get the best employees, no, but to some extent, you got to learn this business. They're going to train you. And you got to wake up every day and do this, maybe the same thing, if not even more. So with more responsibilities need to come a lot of a salary. And a lot of sometimes these jobs may only give you $1 salary or $2 salary. You have to come in there negotiating on, but I need a sign up bonus. After this year, I'm looking to make this amount of bonus. And people don't do that. That's why they say negotiations matter. Because the reality of it is, you can negotiate your worth to you is non-negotiable. But at some point, if you're working for a job, it's always going to be negotiable because you work for somebody else.
Absolutely.
You ain't going to come in there and make what the CEO make unless you go do what the CEO did.
Absolutely.
Okay? So I tell people all the time, like, get your money up. You know your money funny. You know, do you need to go tailor your resume and put yourself in a position to win? Because like the jobs is out here. It's plenty of jobs. And I tell people all the time, look, I can get you an interview. I can't get you the job because a resume highlights a quick glimpse what you can do. Or all right, you've done this. All right, cool. Now you in front of the interviewer, the person that's interviewing you, and you're sitting down and ask you all these questions because they're trying to put it all together. So what's not on your resume now, you supposed to go fully in. So that's why when people like when I do their resumes and stuff, when they jobs and stuff, I'll tell them like I wouldn't add no statistics and numbers. You talk about your like the things you actually accomplished on your interview. I was able to like get the business to generate a $20,000 increase in sales or something like that. Like you start throwing that there. Don't put that on your resume because then what makes you so good? When they read all that, what else you gonna have to talk about? So you talk about that later. But either way, that's that. So credit, making sure you got enough money to get like where you gotta go. And then it's like leveraging other people's money. You want to be able to leverage other people's money. Now, as far as getting a house, you like they gonna ask you about all this stuff that you need to do. In order to get a house, you know, FHA requires a 580 credit score. But I tell people all the time, you want to at least have a 620 credit score or above. You really want to have for a better interest rate. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of this, the world is set up off of you pay me back. Like, I'm gonna give you this, but you got to pay me back. The world is Indian givers. This is a real Indian giving world. So it's like, I'm being honest.
The world is Indian givers, y'all. I never heard that before.
The world is real life Indian givers.
You heard it here first.
I'm going to give it to you, but I want it back. But instead of me wanting it back, I want it back plus some. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really here to fuck your life up type shit. That's really what the world's telling you. Let me fuck your life up real quick. You know? So it's like, in order to really elevate, I just tell people, fix your credit, get your credit right, and everything else will fall into place. If you know that you can't afford to pay that credit card back, don't use that credrit card. Now, if you absolutely have to use the credit card, absolutely use it. But now you have to have a game plan now. How do I plan on paying this bitch back? I know I use this money, but I gotta pay this motherfucker back. So now you really gotta sit down and tune in and lock in with yourself and be like, okay, this is what I gotta do. Everything starts with you really write it down. Like this year in 2024, I actually bought a planner. I carry it with me every day. I carry it with me all the time. Because something may arise. I may think of something and I'll be like, you know what, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Instead of me doing, I normally do like, I want to accomplish this in a year goals or 6 months goals. I'm not doing that. I haven't done that yet. I've done daily goals. So tomorrow, like today, I'm like, okay, you got to do this. You got to do that. You know, I came here. I was late, but I came. You know what I'm saying? But reality of it is, I was like, cool. Once I do that, I got to go do this. I got to go do that. I got to go that. And every day I check it off. So whatever I didn't accomplish this, I just move it to the next day. Which means that you ain't going... For like, you may not have gotten it done today, but now that you at least
it's going to get done.
It's going to get done. But if I know I got 90 days, you think I'm hurrying up with 90 days to trying to do everything? No, because in my head, I got 89 days now. One day went, still got 88. Motherfucker 88. So I got 87. But if you know, like, goddamn, yesterday, I ain't did that shit yesterday and the damn shit, and I wrote it down today, you look 3 days and consecutively, you like, what the fuck you been doing?
Yep.
So I've been doing my goals like that. And I think that would help people too, because it's like you're gonna feel good when you're doing it. It's like going to the gym. I have to equivalent it to the gym, because like you going to the gym, you working out for a purpose. You know you don't want to be overweight. You know it's a certain goal in your head that you're trying to achieve. So you're gonna do it. So why is it that most of these people in the gym probably got bad credit? So why is you can get up and dedicate yourself to the gym, but you can't dedicate to the gym not paying you? The gym making you healthy, yeah, but it's not paying you.
I would argue against that. I would say people who are serious about the gym actually have better lifestyle choices because they're able to commit to something.
They are, but it's like it goes again off passion.
No,
Some people are able to commit based off passion. Like I know I could get fit, but they may financially lack how like why I need to get my credit fixed. Like this is a health. This could be just health related. Like because health is the real wealth. But people will actually think that wealth is like wealth is where it really is. Like you gotta have both. You gotta be healthy in order to feel wealthy, and you gotta be wealthy to be wealthy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But it's like reality is you gotta pick your struggle. Like you gotta know the difference between the two. Like you gotta wake up every day. If you really gonna be in the gym, what else can you commit to? Because I get what you're saying. You would think like that. You would think like that. But let's be for real. We all tend to do a lot of shit like backwards these days. You know what I'm saying? And I could go fully into that, but I ain't. But we do a lot of shit like, you know what I'm saying? We would jump into situationships and have situationships on our mind that we want to be committed in a real relationship. But we knowingly know like, I need to connect to this person. You know, so I'm just being honest, but that's totally off topic, but I'm just giving, you know, example. But reality of it is like, yeah, I feel like once you kind of like know your why, what you're trying to achieve, get your credit in order, get your finances straight, there's nothing in this world that you can't do. Because a lot of people right now just fucked up because of money. That's it. It's nothing else that could make you like if you got money, you good.
I always equate money to, when I did financial coaching, even still to this day, I equate money to how people talk about sex, because a lot of people do it, but they scared to talk about it, or it's not scared to talk about it. We shun it. We're like, well, I don't want to talk about that.
Who?
I'm just most people.
Oh,
I'm saying. She said, who? No,
I want to talk about sex.
I'm talking about.
We have a full blown conversation about it.
Because most people are gonna be like hesitant to talk about that the same way they talk about money. So I always equated the conversation the same, because it's like, I'm scared to let you into my financial life. I'm scared to let you know about my sexual life and what I got going on. It's sacred to me. But it's like, the more we open up and talk about it, the more we can realize it's actually jacked up and we need to fix it. But it's like, because we want to be secretive about it and like, oh yeah, you know, I'm good, I'm paying my bills, I'm good. But really, you're struggling. You paycheck to paycheck. The numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie. So it's like, why are we so scared to talk about it? And we actually need to talk about it more. We need to shed more light on it, because a lot of us jacked up.
Well, when you say that, are you saying like are you saying that to yourself, like shed more light about, like be real with yourself, or are you saying with people?
I'm saying like people like me and you need to shed more light on the fact that it's okay to talk about it.
Oh yeah, it is,
bro. It's like it's okay.
It happens.
Open up. Like, the numbers aren't lying. Like, they're getting this data from tax returns and stuff. Y'all know this, right? They're not making the numbers up about people living paycheck to paycheck. They know it because you file a tax return every year.
Yeah.
They know the people making $100,000 a year, 50% of them living paycheck to paycheck.
For sure.
Your expenses on your tax return show that. Like, everything shows it. So it's like, the numbers aren't lying. Why are we continuously lying to ourselves, saying that we're okay when we're not?
We're not.
Because we're scared to talk about it.
it.
And it's like, when we equate, to go a little bit deeper in it, when we equate finances to the number one reason for divorce. That's just another segment of why finance hinders us in real life when we don't talk about it. Because you get into a marriage, you don't know that much about that person's finance, so they was hiding it from you, and they was hiding it. Then y'all hit a situation where y'all the light shines on both of the situations, or one of them. You're like, whoa, you been doing that? Now I'm tied to that. Yeah. So now we gotta figure this thing out, and if it get too hard or y'all can't figure it out, and next thing you know, you separated. So it's like, finances is the root of a lot of things. And I got this thing called the 5 F's, and finances is one of them. We can't negate one part of our life and think the rest of it is just going to be okay without fixing that one area.
Yeah.
So it's like, we can't be great in 2 areas, and we got 3 or 4 or 5 more other areas that we got to be great in.
Right, for sure.
So, and another thing that you spoke to was, you know, if you got 90 days, because I like that goal thing you said. If you give yourself 90 days to do it, you're probably not going to start doing it until the 87th day. And that's called Parkinson's law. And it's basically a law of procrastination. Mm-hmm. So it's like, when we in school, I always related back to when you in school, or we went to college, so we get the syllabus day 1.
Yeah.
You know you got a paper due.
Exactly.
You know that presentation is on April 3rd.
Yes.
You got that syllabus in February. Mm-hmm. You just now doing it April 1st?
Yeah.
You knew that was done, but because you knew that you had that much time to do it, you gave yourself that much time to do it. So I definitely agree with like shortening your goal, making it like more realistic. Tomorrow, 2 days from now, next week. Mm-hmm.
And another way, to remind yourself too, is like, we all had daily homework. You knew some motherfuckers didn't do it though, but you knew you had homework though. You knew you had it. So majority of the students like, shit, I do got homework. Let me go over in this house and get this homework done. Now, whether it's right or wrong, whatever, you're going to find out tomorrow in class. But you know that I got this paper I got to do. Yep. And so if you really was locked in with your grade and you cared for A's and B's, you're going to put an A, B effort. Exactly. But if you was just like, shit.
Let me just get the C's, get degrees. C's get degrees.
Yeah, and you're going to rock out with your cock out. You feel me? So it's like, all right, cool. Do what you do, boo-boo. But it's like, that's how you can like really look at it. And that's why I said this year is like real, like everybody said, they got New Year's resolution. That's why I said I don't really want to talk too much about what I'm trying to do, what I got going on. But reality of it is like, I'm working toward what I have going on. And I feel really, really I'm excited about it because I know this is the most dedicated I've ever been. Like I get shit done just naturally. That's just how I am. I gotta get some shit done.
But when you fine tune it, this
is right here. This is different. Like I'm like, God damn, what's up with you? Like what's about 24 with you? But I think it's just like like I said, 2023 for me was definitely a year of clarity. You know, I had to go through a lot of stuff. I took a lot of L's. It was a lot of shit that came with 2023 that I was just like, God damn. So when 2024 came, it's like, you know, I don't think people just say just because they want to say it. It's like really a new reset. This is day one, January 1st. Like this is the whole start of a new year. You can really, you got 300 and real life 65 days or 64 at this point to do what you got to do. Where when you in the middle of the year, you're like, shit, I already been fucked up.
Let me just keep on
you know?
going.
You know what I'm saying? But shit, at the beginning, you like, shit, let me just at least try. We got a fresh start. Let's do it. And then whatever was going to come in 2024, if you decide to pivot off or whatever the case may be, at least you know what happened. You can't come into the new year like, man, shit, well.
Whatever happens.
You
I ain't
know
gonna put no effort in. It's in God's hands.
Yeah,
No, it ain't.
No,
Stop
it's not.
trying.
No, it's not. So I tell people all the time, you know, like, yeah, you gotta like really like when you just want it as bad as you say you want it, you're gonna do whatever it takes. And that's just it.
Absolutely.
That's the message for today.
That's the message for today. So the last thing I end off with every episode is tell people where to find you and or follow you and keep up with you.
Okay, you guys can follow me at Keestosuccess, KEES2TO success, SUCCESS_.
And that's on Instagram?
And that's on Instagram. That's on Instagram. And then sometimes you'll see me post like my little TikToks, my YouTube and stuff like that. But
ain't no law. Your big TikToks and your big YouTube.
Okay, ooh, energy.
Big
okay,
motion.
Big motion. All right. My big TikTok and all that, I'm going to be posting it. But most of my platforms is pricey.mommy. So PRICEY.mommy. And that's where, you know, you see the real me, like my personal me. So, yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. This was a conversation that needed to happen.
Thank you.
And it was a great conversation.
I enjoyed myself. Thank you.
Cool.